At dinner, my mother shoved my chair back and forced my head down into the floor like I was nothing but dirt. She smirked. See? This is where trash belongs. My father joined in with his poison. Even garbage has more worth than you. I wiped the shame off my face, swallowed their laughter, and smiled. Because that night, I promised myself one thing. I'd make them all crawl, begging for mercy they never gave me. Sign it, Elias. Stop dragging this out. My father's fist slammed the oak table, rattling the glasses of cheap red wine. My mother flinched, then turned sharp, her voice slicing me open like glass. You're stalling, like always. Useless. God, you're pathetic. The room stank of whiskey and old grudges. My hands trembled beneath the table, pressed into fists so tight I felt my nails breaking skin. Silence was my weapon. Always had been. But then my sister, Corinne, leaned forward with a smile too sharp to be human. Why don't you just admit it, Elias? She said. Admit you're the reason Mom tried to kill herself. My name is Elias Cade. I'm 26 years old, though most days I feel older than my father. I've been the quiet one my whole life, the easy scapegoat, the dirt under their boots when they needed to feel taller. And I learned early, silence isn't weakness, it's storage. Every cruel word, every bruise disguised as discipline, every lie. I kept them all. They think I have nothing to say. But the truth? I've been saving it. My father, Dorian, 58, storm in human skin, forever in control until he isn't. My mother, Leda, 54, frail and glassy-eyed, weaponized tears. My sister, Corinne, 24, sharp, ruthless, always reaching for what isn't hers. The three of them circled each other like wolves, but somehow, I was always the carcass they tore at. Dorian pointed at the papers again. This isn't a debate. Sign the transfer, Elias, Leda whispered. Please, baby, don't make this harder. And Corinne smirked. You never deserved the house anyway. I sat still, watching, counting their lies like beads on a rosary. Someone was hiding something. I could smell it in the air. The contract sat on the table like a loaded gun. It wasn't just paper. It was my grandfather's last gift. The land, the house, the roots of our bloodline. Dorian's voice grew jagged. You don't even live here. You don't deserve it. I tilted my head, smiling faintly. Funny. That's exactly what you said when you raided my college fund. Remember, Dad? For Corinne's fairy tale wedding that lasted less than a year. The words hit like glass against stone. Leda froze mid-sip, her trembling hand spilling wine across the tablecloth. Corinne's eyes darted, sharp, guilty. Silence stretched. I leaned back, folding my arms. I've seen this play before. Strip me bare. Call me weak. Pretend your fractures aren't showing. And then it slipped. Her whisper, so fragile it cracked. Don't tell him. The entire room turned to stone. Corinne moved first, a predator without patience. She hurled her wineglass, shattering it against the wall inches from my face. God, Mom, you always ruin everything. Dorian's hand slammed the table. Quiet. But there was a quiver in his bark. His storm was thinning. I didn't move. Didn't blink. My silence tightened around their throats like a rope. You think this is about money? I finally spoke, my voice lower, steadier than ever. Three heads snapped toward me. This is about what you all did to me. Every bruise, every laugh at my expense, every night you left me alone with your filth. And now you want the last thing that's mine? Corinne sneered. Oh, here we go, poor pitiful Elias, the eternal victim. I smiled faintly. No, the archivist, and tonight the record plays. The memory wasn't invited. It stormed in. 17. My father's boot grinding my face into the kitchen tiles. My cheek cutting open against the grout. See? He spat. This is where trash belongs. Behind him, my mother, laughing into her palm like cruelty was music. My sister clapping like it was a circus. That night I bled into the linoleum and made myself a promise. One day, they would crawl. And as I stared across the table now, I saw it. A flicker in Leda's eyes. She remembered. She was praying I wouldn't. I exhaled slowly, savoring it. You want to know why they're desperate to sell this house? Corinne rolled her eyes. God, Elias, stop pretending you know anything. I cut her off. Because Mom already sold pieces of it. Mortgaged it years ago. To cover your abortion. The words detonated. Corinne's lips parted. Color drained from her face. Dorian cursed, stumbling to his feet. Lida's hands clawed at the air. You said we'd never. I leaned forward, smile thin as a blade. Oh, I've always known. Every whispered fight through thin walls. Every phone call you thought I didn't hear. My silence was never ignorance. It was inventory. Corinne's voice cracked, venom-soaked. You bastard! I chuckled softly. No, sister. That title belongs elsewhere. The room fractured. Corinne lunged at Leda, shrieking. You told him? You ruined me! Dorian grabbed Corinne's arm, snarling. Watch your mouth! Leda sobbed into her hands, whispering prayers to a god that never came. And I stayed calm. I watched their empire of rot collapse brick by brick. I gave you all my silence, I said, standing slowly, each word deliberate. But silence is over. Tonight, you live with the echoes. Corinne whirled toward me, eyes red, lips trembling. You think you're clean? You think you're innocent? You were always the shadow in this house. You ruined us too. I tilted my head. Funny. I don't remember cashing your checks or holding Mom's hand while she signed the mortgage. My crime was surviving you. Dorian's fist clenched like he'd strike me again. But for the first time, he didn't. He couldn't. I didn't storm out. Rage meant chains. Rage meant they still owned me. No. I walked steady, slow, deliberate. The hallway photos sneered down. Childhood smiles staged over bruises. False portraits of a happy family. I spat on the floor beneath them. At the door, Leda stumbled after me. Her shawl clung to her shoulders like a shroud. Elias. Please. I'm sorry. The words shook, hollow, rotten. I turned, met her eyes, and for the first time in my life, I didn't feel small. You're not sorry for what you did. You're sorry, I remember. She crumpled. I opened the door. The night air cut through me, cold, holy, cleansing. Behind me, the house screamed, voices colliding, lies devouring each other, my cage burning from the inside. And for once, I didn't carry their weight. I walked into the dark, each step lighter, freer. They wanted silence, I whispered to the night. Now they'll drown in echoes. The wind carried it. The stars bore witness. For the first time, the silence was mine. If you were in my place, would you forgive, or would you walk away forever? Tell me in the comments. Your voice matters here. If this story cut deep, don't forget to subscribe for more stories of pain, strength, and survival. Like if you felt Elias's silence turn into power, comment your truth. Let's build a space where we turn scars into strength.